Good morning, you guys. Today we're going to be talking about how to be a nicer spouse. So, Dr. Kim, how would being a nicer spouse help build an awesome marriage?
Well, I think, if you're nice to your spouse, it just sets a foundation, it sets the atmosphere in your home for things to be good. And so you enjoy each other more, you have more fun together. You just enjoy being together. I think Nancy and I had to work on that a lot because we were, early in marriage, we were just kind of sparring for who's going to be in charge, I guess, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But once we learned to do that, I mean, where it makes you want to come home to that person, you want to see that person. It's just because you treat them like you want to be treated, and then they treat you like you want to be treated. And so it just makes your marriage better. I mean, you don't marry to fight for 50 years with some
No,
people.
no.
You get married, and sure, we all have bumps. We all have things that we have to deal with. But in the midst of even that, I think being nice goes a long way.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I also agree. I don't know why, but the first year of marriage is difficult. You are just kind of figuring things out, and just like you can say something so mean and not even be intentional. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
But okay, so why do you think it is so nice to be, why do you think it's so hard to be nice to each other sometimes?
I think sometimes we just aren't intentional. Our pastor's doing a series now, and one of the things he said and the different things he's talking about is that we need to pre-decide. And I love that because it's like if you pre-decide that I'm going to be nice to Nancy today,
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to work on being nice to her. I'm going to be kind to her. And so then when I am stressed or I don't really, selfishness creeps in, I've already made this decision. And not that I'm going to fall through with it perfectly every time, but I think that you think ahead of time, this is what I want to do. Then at least if I am not nice or not kind, that I'm convicted of it. I'm aware of it at that point. So I think I love that. I think, a lot of times they say, well, that you do this and I do that. Well, you can't make somebody do something. And so I can pre-decide that if Nancy does this, well, I'm not going to respond in a bad way. I'm going to respond in a good way, and her the same way for me. And so I think all that happens. And I think you just want to consistently keep your spouse and being like that, being nice to them.
Yeah. What are some simple ways that you are a nice husband to Nancy?
Uh, I don't know. She probably have some good things to say. I mean, some of the things I try to always help her, and see if there's something I can do to help. Most of the time, she says no, but then the times that she needs something, I want to be able to do. I don't say it just like check a box, and then she says something, I'm go,
You're like, "Oh,
no, I don't want to do that.
you
No,
actually are offering to help."
exactly. I think um, having fun together has always been important to us. Laughing together, looking for humor in things, whether it's something everybody laugh at or something only the two of us would laugh at, because it's kind of one of those things that you just have together because
Yeah,
of the time you've been together, your relationship. And I think too, making it letting your spouse know they're always a priority.
that's so
Even though I'm busy, even though we got 3 kids and we're going 10 different directions this week, that you are a priority and I do care about you and I value being nice to you, even when I'm stressed, because really that should be our refuge. So if I'm stressed in the world, I'm stressed in my work, I'm stressed because of kids, my spouse should be my refuge. That would be the place where I come and get recharged,
mhm.
and we can talk and plan and all those kind of things. And if you don't have that and you're stressed out here and stressed in your marriage, it's not very much fun. I mean, it's really tough. And I
Yeah,
see people get in that. And I think you've got to decide, I'm going to make this marriage really, really special. And it is a place that I value, and my spouse that I value. And so I think those kind of things help a lot.
yeah, that's so good. And what are some simple ways that Nancy is nice to you?
She cooks my favorite things. We had my favorite thing last night, which she makes a taco salad that's really not taco salad, but it's great. I mean,
Yeah,
it's amazing. It tastes really good. I think that she's so good about encouraging me. She's been so supportive from the time I went back to. We were talking about this the other day, that when I went back to seminary, that she just supported me through that. So I'd have time to study. I'd have time to do the things I needed to do. And yet we worked together as a team in doing that. Same thing when we launched Awesome Marriage. I was the only one doing all the posting, everything for quite a period of time then,
that's
so
so
it would,
crazy.
I'd go in and think I was headed to bed, and I'd pull up back then we were just Facebook.
Yeah.
We have prayer requests, have this and that. It's like I could sit there another hour and then I go in and she's asleep. But she was very, I think he knew it was for a season as we got things going.
Yeah.
And she was very supportive of it. So I think those kind of things, I think that a wife can do for her husband are so important. We need your affirmation. We need to know that you like what we do and that you support us in that.
Yeah, I love that. What I really gathered out of that is just patience, just having patience with each other.
Yeah. And that's,
So
we live in such an impatient culture. I mean, I think I've got really patient till somebody cuts in front of me and then it's like, dude, what are you doing?
I'm the same way. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can be a nice person and then just I can be just listening. I can be driving, listening to Christian music, and somebody cuts in front.
I'm the best way.
I'm gonna ram you. You know?
I'm the same way. I'm the exact same way. You're absolutely right. And so it is so important to have that at home, just to be
Yeah,
patient with one another and to have grace with one another.
exactly, exactly.
Are there any other simple ways that you see couples being nice to each other?
I think the way we talk to each other, both in when we're alone and in public, I just kills me when I see couples run each other down in front of other people and those kind of things. Um, doing unto Nancy like she wants to do to me. I mean, that golden rule thing of if I want her to treat me this way, I've got to do this. Like Andy Stanley is a great pastor in Atlanta area, and one of the things I've heard him say to newly or to premarital people is, or people that are single wanting to be married, is be the person that you're looking for is looking for.
I
And
like
so,
that.
in other words, if I want Nancy as my wife, I need to be this and this and this for
Yeah.
even to be interested in me. I
Yeah.
need to be kind. I need to have my faith important to me. All those things that were important to her when we started dating, you know. And so I had to figure out, can I do those things?
Yeah. That's so good.
I think all of those are good. Encouraging each other, saying nice things to each other, listening well to each other. I was talking to a couple about this the other day, and just they had brought up how they have just really realized how they didn't listen well and how important listening is, and it's really changed their marriage. And all they've done is start listening to each other instead of being distracted or thinking about what they were going to say when their spouse quit. Made a huge difference with that. And then the one thing we didn't mention, I think is important. We talk a lot about touch points, and those are just those
Yes.
opportunities that are there every day for all of us. It may be if you're riding in the car to do an errand, and so connect during that time instead of both one. We can't both be on your phone when you're driving, hopefully, but one on the phone or whatever that you interact in those times. Or maybe you get the kids off to school and you both have 15 minutes and you just sit down. Let's have one more cup of coffee and let's just spend that time together. They're looking for those opportunities to connect because they're there every day, and we either notice them and embrace them or that we just let them go. And every time we let it go, we miss an opportunity to
Yeah.
connect.
You're absolutely right. Well, that is unfortunately all the time that we have for today. Dr. Kim, those were some great tips, and I will take those into consideration because I myself have been a little bit impatient in this season, and so I will take all of this into consideration today. If you guys want to listen to the rest of this episode, it was actually an Awesome Marriage podcast episode, and it was episode 463. I will add the link below after we get done with this, and it is a great episode. But that is all the time that we have for today, and we are so grateful for you guys, and thank you for
Mhm.
joining us.
See you next week.
See you next week.